Right, so on to our second part. The bumper is probably the most complex, and that will actually take you the longest. The next one's going to be really easy. So we're going to go on to our cups here, which is what we had before. Obviously, they're the little cups that are going to catch the ball when they score into the 100 or 200 or whatever kind of score points you put on your cups there. I'm just going to zoom into this one here. As you can see there, let's rotate it around a little bit so you can see it from different angles. It's quite simple. We're going to use a lot of the same ones we've done before. This time we're going to do some cutouts, unlike we did with the bumpers. So let's go back here. Let's create another one again. Documents. Cut. Right, so let's go through this exactly like we've done in the tutorial, exactly like we've done in the last one. I'm going to start off with a surface area. Let's select, let's just go to the top one there. Select top, it's highlighted, it's orange, brilliant. I'm going to go into Sketch. Now I want a semicircle, don't I? So I'm going to start off with something quite basic here. Let's just start with a circle and then I can cut bits away a little bit later on. Center point circle is fine. Let's quickly review that. So I can see my outside of my cup there is 20 millimeters wide in diameter. So I want a 20 mil diameter circle. So let's go. No, I don't want that one. There we go. Go back here. I've got that bit there. So remember, when it gets to the middle, it snaps to orange. Click there, move out. Anywhere, doesn't matter, because I'm going to type in 20 mil. Now it will be the right size that I need it to be. So that's the outside. I want to come up how high? So this looks like it is going up. I haven't put it how high it goes. That's, oh, here it is. Yes, 10 mil. So from the very base to the very top, it's 10 millimeters tall. So let's go back into our 3D view. Zoom in on that a bit. Right. Do you remember over here, our extrude button? Once I've clicked that, it's going to pop up. The default, I don't know why the default's 25, but we want it to be 10. Right, so that's my 10 mil high cup starting off there. Tick that. That's the beginning. Obviously, it's not fully correct. Let's go back into our other measurements. There's a couple of different ways we can go here. I'm going to start off with doing the inside because we want to do the cutout again. So we've got 14 millimeters on the inside, which will give us obviously a 3 mil thickness all the way around. So let's go back to, actually, let's select the actual face that we're going to be cutting into. So that bit there is highlighted orange. I'm going to go back into Sketch, back into the circle with a center point, back to the middle. And no, I've done that wrong. Right, if you do anything wrong, this is a good point. Just press the undo button. Right, back there again. And I guess it doesn't really matter where I click because I'm going to type in 14. That was a good example, actually. If you ever make a mistake or anything like that, just press the little undo there, goes back a step. You can even actually go into any of these parts here, right-hand click and delete them, and that's perfectly fine. So let's go back to our 3D view now. Now, remember when we was doing our cube tutorial from last week when we was doing cutaways? I'm going to go back into my extrude function again, but automatically it's going to build out the top like it's some kind of a Lego brick or something. We don't want to add this time. We want to cut away. So we're going to press the remove button, which will go in the other direction. I could make it 10. 25 is obviously going to go cut all the way through. That's perfectly fine. I don't really actually need to write in here. I'm just going to do it because it's neater. And then, as we can see there, we rotate that to the top view. Can you see? We've got a nice cutout all the way through. Now, this is obviously not quite right for a cut. We only need half of this. So, simplest way we can do that, let's just go back to our top view. Let's zoom right in on that. Let's go back to our sketch. I haven't selected a face. That was my mistake. So now I'm going to select top. And as you can see, that's changed. I've now got my sketch 3 plane there. Let's go back to corner rectangle this time, because I don't want it to be at a center point. I actually want to line up. Here we go. Perfect. Can you see when you start to put your mouse near areas like this one here where it's cut through the middle, it's recognized I want that to be exactly there. So I'm actually going to click that. That's perfect for me because it's going to snap along that line. And at this point here, it actually doesn't matter how big I want this cutaway to be. That's perfectly fine. It's obviously over the top half there and it's snapped to this line here. as you can see, because it's glowing orange there, which is exactly what I want it to do. Now, if I go back into my 3D view and go in, I should be able to now press extrude and remove. And now it's cutting away, but as you can see, it's red because it's saying it's not removing anything. It's actually cutting downwards. I forgot to select a surface area, but what I can do, this little arrow here, I can tell it to go in the opposite direction. Now it recognizes I want to cut upwards, and it sees there's a solid object there, so it knows that I actually want to cut something away. So if you see a part that's red there, it's telling you there's an error. The minute I change the direction of that arrow, can you see, look, it's telling me there's nothing to cut away, so there's a problem there. I'm changing it to cut away in the opposite direction. I've selected remove instead of add, and I've selected the direction I want it to go in, which is the opposite. It's now cut upwards. Now when I press OK, there I go, look. I have almost, not quite done the cut yet. There is something missing on that. And if we go to our cuts there, we can see the top area there is just ever so rounded off, just to give us a nice neat cut when it's inside the launcher. So that's actually this edge here. So I can select that there, go back to my fillet. Oh, good, it remembered from last time, 3 mil. Yeah, I'm happy with that. There I go. So flip that around. Let's have a look at all the angles. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And that's the cut all made and done. Right, on to the last piece now.